Bucks Heat. Another rematch. Ooh, well timed. Nicely done. Well timed.
The Heat are here.
Why didn't you just change your background? You should have just made your background Miami.
I just really like. I think I'm a pyromaniac.
I think this is a new thing, which is odd because most people go through this as a child.
Yeah. I mean, I am kind of a child.
It's okay. I think that's how you start a podcast in the first place. But
A child?
yes, it's part of it.
I started a podcast with my friend after being in a pandemic with him.
Yeah.
About basketball at 3 a.m. playing 2K every day.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what? Maybe people might like to listen to this. And now we got 100 people that like listening to this.
Fuck yeah, dude. Triple digits. What up? But
Your
Fucking-
guys are so corny.
Bucks Heat is a rematch.
It is? I don't remember this. What
you
happened
don't,
last
you
series?
don't?
No.
Fucking
I
A.
have to imagine you like love that series so much.
This was right around the moment I was calling Jimmy Butler a fraud. And you know something though? I'll say this. If that had never happened, right? If that had never happened and he would have had the season he just had, leading the league in steals per game, 22, 7, and 7, I think I would have even thought about it like, maybe I'm wrong about this guy. Look what he's done this year. But I don't know if he gets to this year without the experience he had last year. It's just something I've been thinking about. Like,
the part I love.
Jimmy Butler's season when he played was fucking awesome.
Yeah. The part that I love the most out of this is like we get to go back and actually see all the shade you had on him. Like you had so much shade on Jimmy. I remember that. Like you were like, even after they won this series, like pretty handily, you were like still a fraud. Like I don't still is overrated. Like everybody think like I really don't think this guy.
Yeah, I was upset because he didn't do what he did in the finals with the 40-point triple doubles and like it was a real team effort.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's what made me mad is everyone out of that series, they didn't take that out of the series. They took Jimmy, and I was like, this is stupid. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, he did have some clutch ass moments in that series too.
Yeah.
So that's the part that solidifies your shit. Like in the playoffs, having those clutch moments. Well, you know what? Who the fuck cares? Because now I have them losing in 7.
Yeah, talk to me about this.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by this. I really want to know.
All right, so this is my thing. I think this is a different Bucks team. I think he has some a little bit more help. A little bit Giannis I'm talking about has a little bit more help.
Right.
Has some guys that could create some more offense. Take away all of that pressure that he had the year before, because that was the biggest thing. Like Giannis had so much pressure on him in the series because like it was like once they lost the first game, it was like you just felt it building and building and building on him.
And they correctly built the wall, quote unquote, built the wall.
Yep.
That seemed to fuck Giannis up every year.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I feel like with a little bit more help, and I feel like I'm hoping Giannis is a little different of an animal this time.
Okay.
And really, really wants to attack them more because of all the shit that he got last year. He had never gotten that any season ever. And I feel like guys who go through that type of adversity, usually the next year they prevail. That's kind of like why I have the Clippers like still beating Dallas and stuff and going far, because I feel like they had so much adversity issues last year that they have to prevail. So the Bucks giving them this edge. Huh?
I would fucking love that. I hope that happens. But
yeah, and then I just feel like the Heat are gonna have some more issues this year versus last year for whatever reason.
Yeah, why? I'm so fascinated by this because like I see that Heat team as being these rookies, or especially Hero, getting the sophomore bump, right?
Yeah.
Like Duncan Robinson's been pretty good this year. Their team's relatively healthy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's here for the playoffs. I have to check.
Yeah. don't get me wrong, because I have it in 7. So I'm saying,
Right.
I'm saying it could go any either way. I'm leaning towards Milwaukee. If the Heat win, I'm not saying, oh, I didn't expect this. You know what I mean? Obviously, they won last year pretty handily. I just feel like the Milwaukee could get over the hump there. But I'm not mad if the Heat win. I don't think obviously, as you guys can see in our podcasts last year, I was a Jimmy fan, so I'm not mad at it. I just think that Milwaukee has a chance of winning in 7.
So they're healthy. Outside of Oladipo, which would have been a huge bump for them, I think.
If Giannis loses in the first round, I'm sorry, like that really, like I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
You're done as fuck with Giannis.
Huh?
You are absolutely done with him. Put it that way.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, how many times do I have to give you a chance? Like, if we had our bracket up, you would see how much love I'm giving him. Because after this, I have Milwaukee also beating the Brooklyn Nets, but we'll talk about that another day in time. Yeah. So I'm giving him the utmost respect. So you better not fuck me over.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm so terrified of this because if this happens, if he does lose the first round and you're out on him, this is going to be how the podcast goes for the rest of time because I'm going to have to be somewhat defending him because he's great. And you're just going to be crapping all over.
But my whole thing is I've consistently like given him chances, or not chance. I'm not. Obviously,
this is you giving him a chance right here. I feel it. I feel you giving him a chance here.
You know what I mean? Like last year I was like, yo, bro, what the hell? I gave him all the shit in the world, and then I'm coming back and I'm spinning the block. He's going against the same exact team in the very first round, and I'm saying, nah, I think you could do it. You got this. And it's not only him, but you cannot play the same series that you did last year. If you do, there's no way that they win this. They even have a chance of winning the series. He has to play like Giannis Antetokounmpo, giving me 28, 11, and 6. I want to see that shit.
Yeah. Hey, that's your numbers for him to win the series. If you see anything less than that,
if he's himself, they win. If he's himself, they win. Because I think his team, he has enough of a team to help him.
So, this is Chris Middleton's basketball reference, right?
Yeah.
He did not make the All-Star team this year with the same exact numbers that he had last year. I feel very strongly that Chris Middleton is the worst number 2 guy on a team that could win a championship, in my opinion. Like, I would take pretty much anybody's number 2 in that situation because he's had big games. Like he's even had big games.
Oh, Utah. You taking Gobert over Chris Middleton?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, 100%. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I'm just trying to think. So obviously you're taking Chris Paul over Chris Middleton.
Yeah, and I've said my piece on Chris Paul this year, and I'd still take him over Chris Middleton.
You taking Paul George over Chris Middleton?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. You gonna tell me I'm total?
I would still do that.
Yeah. Well, of course, Lindsay's fucking just self-hating.
I'm just saying. I think that one is much closer than Gobert, personally.
Paul George, that's fair.
Because can we go to Chris Middleton? Is this his playoff stuff last year?
His playoffs.
Look at Chris Middleton. I'm not.
Same shit he did in the regular season.
Huh?
The same exact shit he did in the regular season with more minutes.
Yeah. So this is my whole thing. I mean, he has shot 39%. He was on his AI shit. But
yeah, it's even worse. Right? Yeah, thank you very much.
But my whole thing is he went against a really tough what?
It's on his AI shit.
Yeah, my bad. AI.
I pictured him look for whatever reason. As soon as you said that, I pictured him looking at Giannis in that Heat series and going, "Motherfucker, you gotta make me shoot fucking 20 times a game because your stupid ass can't take a jump shot outside of the paint. This is bullshit." And then he goes on to shoot under 40%. I don't know why. Yeah. That's immediately what I thought of.
But what again? Him having to do that was the biggest issue in that whole series. Is they were forcing it to be a Chris Middleton show instead of Giannis Antetokounmpo show, which is never gonna win you a series. Like I'm obviously most second guys aren't gonna win you a series unless you have like a guy like Kobe Bryant being your second guy. It's Jack. No, I always gotta bring Kobe.
Anthony Davis last year in buzzer
Oh,
beaters.
exactly. So, but my whole thing with Chris Middleton is he did that against a tough Heat defense. So I could
Yeah,
see
I'm
why
gonna get his exact numbers against the Heat right now.
yeah, and then I want you to put Paul George. And this is why it becomes a question mark to me between the two. Chris Middleton did that against one of the best defenses in the league last year.
Right.
Paul George did that against a horrible Denver defense and a pretty bad Dallas Maverick defense too. So that's why it starts. God, you come on.
25, 6, and 7 with a steal and a half, shooting 41%.
Yeah, and put Paul George up real quick if you can. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Paul George's numbers were worse. We looked at them earlier.
Yeah,
they were worse. He was shooting under 40%.
Yeah,
and I think he was shooting he had 22 in the Maverick series. He was like 22 points a game.
Yeah,
he was hoisting them.
Yeah, so that's that's the only reason I question it. Like a lot of people look at Paul George and they say, "Oh no, he's a top 15 player or some shit like that," and I'm like, I care about the playoffs way more than the regular season. So Paul George still has to show me something. So that's the only reason that's the only person that I question as a second guy for Chris Middleton. But I think Chris Middleton so who were the additions this year for the Bucks?
Jrue Holiday would be the biggest.
Jrue Holiday, right? Yeah. So you got a pretty good defender, and Jrue Holiday. Everybody in the NBA.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say what you're
underrated, and that's exactly what we're kind of doing to him right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the defense there is going to help a lot because the whole thing is it's going to be a lot of. It's just going to be a fight like between just to score a bucket in the series. Really, I feel like they both play really good defense, both teams.
Yeah,
I feel like Jrue Holiday can get you a bucket if necessary, as well, which helps Giannis in that case. You have another ball handler. You got another guy that could possibly get you a bucket. It doesn't have to be a guy that could get you 20, but anybody that could pull the defense away from Giannis a little.
He's also a great pick and roll.
Yeah, exactly. So even that's perfect because you can't build a wall with Giannis doing pick and roll. Like if Giannis and him are doing pick and roll, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he might make a difference in that series a lot too. But again, it's almost like a coin flip. I have it going 7 with the Bucks winning, but I'm not mad if the Heat win the series. I don't think that it's impossible for them to win.
Give me some numbers. Let's play this game. Give me some numbers. Who you want to start with? Heat or Bucks to win a series?
Let's go Heat.
Okay, so with the Heat,
I think
this was their numbers from the regular season.
Yeah. So I think for the Heat to win the series, Jimmy would have to give you. I'm gonna go with his 22, 7, and 7. If he gives you what he does in the regular season, that's okay.
I agree.
But I want Bam to elevate, and I want Tyler Hero to give you that extra bump too. Like Tyler Hero giving you 15 a game, that's great.
Yeah.
Bam, I want to see him give me like 21, 10, 20.
Bam in the playoffs last year was a fucking force. He was 17 or 18, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. He had that awesome block on Tatum in the conference finals. He had some major plays where he was facilitating, scoring, dominating the whole game in several different playoff outings.
What did he do against the Bucks?
Good question. Let's get that. Hold that thought.
Because that was a huge team effort for sure. That's why I think like I want to see Bam elevate. I want to see Jimmy give me the same stats pretty much. Tyler Hero needs to do a little bit more too. Dragic, you said they're healthy, right? Wasn't he injured before though?
I can't remember if he played.
Oh, he had something.
He played well this series. He was big in this series.
I remember. I remember Lindsay giving him a lot of the credit.
Mucho praise. So Bam was 17, 12, 4.5.
Yeah. How many blocks? And he almost had a steal.
Block guy at this point. He only had 2 blocks in the whole series.
But I'm sure him being, obviously he's a big body that you could throw at.
Long as fuck, that guy.
Huh?
So long.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a nitty-gritty matchup. So who do you have? You I'm assuming you have the Heat.
So I don't know. Like, this is what I wanted to play this game because for me, I could see it going either way, right?
Yeah.
From a numbers game, I agree with you. Jimmy's got to get if he gets to 22, 7, and 7, that's awesome. Bam's got to get to 20 and 10.
Yep.
If he can get to, and more specifically, if he gets to 20, 10, and 5, they win in 5 games. I think they could do the same thing. Because I don't know, like, if they come out and play like that playoff team we saw last year, where they're just like aggressive and all these shooters are making their shots.
Yeah.
Like, Tyler Hero was bad in this series.
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson was bad in this series.
Yeah.
But we know that in the playoffs they had huge moments.
Yeah. So
right?
this is my, I don't know if this is even a hot take, but I really don't expect Hero or Duncan Robinson to be nowhere near as good as last year. Okay. I truly do think those were players that were beneficiaries of the bubble. I think not having crowds, I think that makes a lot. Like, Tyler Hero's little ugly snarl and shit. Like, I know you got a bat and everything, but you can't snarl like that, all right? So
there'll be none of that with crowds.
Huh? Yeah.
There'll be none of that. Maybe he'll do it with both.
Yeah, I don't see that snarl coming out again. Maybe I might be wrong though.
You don't think it's just like being young and being like, yeah, I'm the shit?
Yeah, I'm young.
Yeah,
I'm killing it. No, fucking. I just think, from a Bucks perspective, you need Jrue Holiday to shut down whoever's hot from a scoring perspective that evening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I don't know how this series is going to go, because I think if there's more than one of those guys who are hot, it's going to be tough to beat Miami. That's how it was last year. It was really hard to beat them when they were shooting well.
Yeah.
And Giannis, look,
but the whole just to add to that. The only thing with Miami was they were giving you guys were consistently helping Jimmy, but Jimmy had a whole team around. Like, Giannis, literally, he was pretty much trapped, and he had to trust his teammates. And him trusting his teammates made him lose in, what was it, 5, 6 games? I don't remember how many games
in this series.
5, right?
Giannis lost, or Bucks lost in 5 in this series.
Yeah, and I totally remember when they went out down 3-0, and you were like, Bucks in 7.
No, did they go? They went 1, 2. Yeah, they were down 3-0.
I remember you telling me. I think you texted.
I was confident. I was sure that it's in the archive somewhere where I am confident in Bucks and 7.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But I just remember, like, you were not letting up. You were like, yo, fuck this Heat team.
And then Giannis didn't play because he only played 4 of these games out of 5.
He got injured, right, or something?
I think so, something like that.
Injury or something like that.
Oh, this is the last thing, and then we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Wait, before I say this, Lindsay, who do you got?
I have the Bucks in 7 games, but it was like a very just biased probably answer.
Why do you say that?
Because I could see it going either way, but I decided that I was just gonna stick with the Bucks.
Yo, don't shoot 14 threes, Giannis. Do not shoot 14 threes. If I see you shoot 14 threes, I'm literally shutting off my TV every single time.
So, hold on, time out. This is what I was about to say. So, for Giannis, he's got to play 35, 36 minutes a game minimum. That's the first thing. Second thing. Amazing to me that they lost in 5 games, considering all his other stats were what they usually are. He shot 50%. He just scored, 7 less points, 8 less points?
Mm-hmm. Huge,
and K.Middleton still gave you 5 more points than his average, right? I'm bringing all this up to say, I want to see Giannis come out and absolutely eat them. I want to see 35 and 15 from Giannis. I want to see post up every time he gets not Bam Adebayo on him. I want to see him post up, take jump hooks, those little spin moves to the base. He's got all these new moves from the post that I've seen this year that look nice and are getting him buckets on the inside.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. I don't want him to shoot threes, like you said.
Okay.
I don't want that. I want the post. I want dunks, and I want him to play this like he gives a shit. If that makes sense, because a lot of times when it's not going the Bucks' way, the reason why people like you and a lot of people in NBA, like especially on NBA Twitter, he quits when the going gets tough, and if he doesn't quit when the going gets tough, he gives the appearance that it's definitely that.
Yeah.
And that's something he needs to cure this year.
Yeah. He
needs to at least have a Jimmy Butler style. Even if he loses, I still gain respect for him, or it's going to be a very bad thing.
If they beat them in 5 again,
that's impossible. It will be impossible for that to happen. What I just said.
I'm never talking about Giannis ever again. I don't want to hear anybody in the world tell me he's a top 5 player, all this other stuff. Like I was even giving him credit and saying he should be in the MVP race, but because obviously his last 2 playoff performances or whatever, or playoff seasons or whatever, postseasons, he hadn't played up to standard and whatever. He does that one more time, loses in 5 against the Heat.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about him again. I don't even care. He could average 35, 15, and 10 next year. And he could be number 1 in the NBA, and I'm literally not talking about him. I'm gonna act like he doesn't exist.
Oh my god, that'd be insane! Holy shit, 35.
You would just be like, oh, so who do you think MVP is this year?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Steph Curry being the averaging 31, 6, and 6. I'm gonna be doing that again, and I'm never gonna talk about Giannis because there's no point of doing that.
I will, for the official prediction, I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks in 5.
What?
Because if Giannis gets 35 and 15, it could happen.
But it's not gonna happen.
It could happen.
If he does that, I'm definitely gonna be hype as fuck for him.
If he takes it super serious and comes out like he did when he first started getting in the playoffs against the Raptors, and he just comes out and just eats the paint the whole time.
Wait. Cue up Russell's post-production flames. Whatever team wins this series is going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow. That's a fire take. I'm good with that. Fucking, we'll see. I don't know. I forget. If they have to go through Brooklyn, I doubt it.
Nope, that's exactly what. I don't expect to. This is not a question. This is who I'm expecting them to face. If Brooklyn loses to the Celtics, I never want to talk about Kevin Durant again as well.
We're getting there.
I love KD, but I'm just saying.
That's next.
Yeah.